It's very good for beginners.
제가 알아낸 게 있거든요. 그리고 연습을 할 거예요. 어떻게 할 거냐면 빌드인데 하는 겁니다.
So basic overview of the build, fact bunker expand, fact fast expand, bunker expand came out to combat Nexus first. It's also a very great tool to hide your build, Because when you usually do fact fast expand, you go siege, right?
Yeah.
But siege gives you no map control, and then toss knows you're in a limited position, right?
Yeah.
But then if you go bunker, you can skip siege. You just skip siege until you need it, which is around if you open tank first, which is around 3 to 4 tanks. You defend all the dragoon pressure using either your tanks or vulture opener. So the base of the build is that you skip siege by having bunker hold out with repairing SCVs, and while you lay mines around the map, or you have SCVs repairing while your tank unsieged tank micros behind your bunker, like a FD,
Oh, yeah.
So it's one of those two options. But then vulture opener is a more fragile, but it gives you a total map control for the first 7 minutes of the game. And you don't have to worry about any dragoon pressure because, okay, let's say 2 vultures sneak out into the map, right? And then so the build goes like this: you get 2 vultures, tank, and then 2 vultures if you're going fact CC fact, and in fact CC port, right? So 2 vultures, tank, 1 tank to drive off the dragoon pressure, 2 or 3 dragoons will be hitting your bunker. But what's happening is that while your tanks come out and the dragoons are hitting your bunker, your 2 first vultures are laying down mines around the map. So on the dragoon pass, so no dragoons can come from the opponent while you're trapping the dragoons that are hitting your bunker if they don't pull back in time. If they pull back in time, you don't have to repair your bunker. You can make extra vultures. If they pull back, if they don't pull back, you just punish them by just driving their 2 goons back with 1 tank, and then they step on mines and they die.
Fair point.
What?
I said that sounds fair. Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? So the entire flow of the build, either way you choose, is just holding off with bare minimum defenses, using the bunker and SCB repair. It's a very tech greedy build.
그냥 하는 게 아니라 벙커 더블을 한 척하면서 할 거라서 요즘 이영호님이 자주 사용하시는 거거든요. 왜냐하면 왜 이 빌드를
So this bunker fast one actually came out last September. No, it's before that, August or something, when Flash was facing a lot of these Nexus first bullshit.
Yeah.
And it actually evolved from Academy Armory into the current state, which is actually 1 base to metagame the 2 base build. The way you can do this is because you can hide if you're getting natural or not by building a bunker, so Protoss can't scout you. They don't even know if you're building second or not.
So it's kind of like when the 1rank's fast expand first came out, it kind of hit that you were not going for tanks early until people figured that out. This was in 2008. So
yeah, but this is actually a really solid build because Flash said before, if there's no outs of a build, it's a bad build,
Yeah.
So this is a really solid build because it can deal with everything that's coming at you. If you go 2 vulture into tank and then go Academy Armory, you can play really defensively and then just rely on power of Goliath's tank opener to defend against Protoss stuff, right? Or you can go factory port and then get a race to defend against shuttle play. Just stuff like that, while getting mines around the map. It's a very solid opener. I mean, yeah, I said before, tech heavy opener
요즘 자주
with an
하는데
extra layer of defense.
요즘
Yeah, that's cool.
3마린 벙커 더블 하면 3마린
So there's first, before you even get to it, there's 2 kinds of bunker fast expand. First, the one that came out months ago which is 3 Marine, CC, and then command and then bunker. Why? Because 3 Marines can drive away a goon in a straight up fight and win, while you build time for bunker. But then nowadays people metagame you and then they go Zealot Dragoon and then to kill the bunker opener. So what they do now is they make 2 Marine, bunker, and then command. So you delay your CC to make a bunker faster, right?
Okay.
And what comes out of that is you get another layer of protection now. You get another metagame opportunity. You can build bunker up and then not even go natural because Protoss cannot scout you behind the bunker. And you can hide stuff like 2fact or 1fact1port. And when
Okay.
and when Protoss sees a bunker opener, if they faced it before, like they have a lot of things to mine because you can either go mine opener to fact CC port, like 2 base 1fact1 port, or you can go vulture speed opener into a drop, or even just 2fact off of fact CC fact, or you can even go you can just rule out DT. I said before, just do vulture run bys after run bys and drop. So Protoss or just simply drop, or even do a timing off of 3fact or 2fact. So Protoss has to prepare for all that, right? When they see a bunker opener, but yet they can't even get out on the map because they might get mined,
Yeah.
So Protoss has no other choice but to stay in their base until their observer's out. That's the build.
한
Yeah,
마리 먼저
pretty
찍고
cool.
커맨드
Their
찍고
fantasy stuff is over.
벙커.
It's
벙커를
outdated,
찍잖아요.
so
그렇게 하면 14질
What's the fantasy stuff?
I don't know.
털리는데
I don't watch
그냥
that.
14질이 아니라 그냥 14질이 아니라
It's just
14질을 바로
1fact,
안 보내고
1port.
그
Oh, like one base drops?
Yeah, well,
No.
no, he just siege
No.
and then drop.
Yeah. You
It's
see
that's outdated because you
can.
can just replace all that with bunker.
Yeah. That's the only major difference. Because
있어요?
all you do before is you'd get
그러니까
CC
14질
on
출발 안 하고
21,
드라군 나올 때까지
a
기다렸다가
tank and
드라군이랑
a
같이
siege
들어가는
mode at the
거죠.
same time
그러면
around 24
3마리밖에
supply.
없고
Mm-hmm.
벙커도 없기 때문에
On after the second tank,
그거
the first
이용님도
100
그냥
gas, you
게임이
build a
끝난 적도
support.
있습니다. 그래서 요즘 이영호님도 그냥 원마린 찍고
So the
bunker
metagame
먼저
now
지은
is
다음에
getting 1 marine bunker and then 2 marine and then command center, or getting 2 marine bunker and then 1 more marine and then command center. So total of 3 marines in the bunker, just at different times, just to pull the bunker timing up a little bit to defend against 14 zealot.
그 다음에
Okay.
3마리를 찍거든요.
Just a little just a little metagame and whatever
Yeah.
build
그렇게 하면
differences.
벙커 더블인
There's a-
하면서 뭐 원팩 원스타라던가 이런 걸 할 수가 있어요.
He's talking about if you build a bunker
그리고
in the
연습 방법에
front,
대해서
there's no way for Protoss to scout you. If you do it correct, if you block their vision correctly,
초반
they
빌드
can
연습 방법
get away with
방법에
1fact,
대해서도
1port.
알려드리겠습니다.
So in the text below it says, when Protoss sees a Terran's bunker and a vault sneaking out of the base, they need to prepare for just regular bunker fast expand with a second base behind it, or 1fact 1 starport off one base, speed vulture poke, or into 1fact 1 starport dropship, or just regular Academy Armory style that was popular that's still popular, the meta right now. So you have complete freedom to pick and choose.
자 일단 11 배럭 12가스 할 거예요.
So 11 racks, 12
그리고
gas.
가스 최적화 같은 거 알려드리겠습니다. 가스 최적화.
And if you're doing one base build like this, it's really important for you to optimize this gas correctly.
가스 최적화 같은 거.
So this is
자,
fake
12
bunker
가스하고
expand
14
into one base, one back, one port.
Okay.
그리고 13사치 한 다음에
And that's okay. Okay, I forgot another thing. You know how do you scout in TvP right now?
B.
Huh?
GB. Or the other people as well.
No, how do you scout with your first scouting SCV? Which direction do you go?
I usually just go, well, to be honest, I don't think I
Oh, you
usually
don't think
pay any attention.
there's a very specific scouting pattern when you're doing bunker expand? It's because the whole point of the bunker expand is to kill Nexus first, right? If they have Nexus first, you just go with 3 Marines, 6 SCVs, to a total of 7, and then build a bunker, and then you rally your Marine Vulture, right?
Right.
But then, so to do this, to be able to do this, you need to do something called end search, which is you go to the horizontal spawn first, and then you go to the vertical spawn. So it makes a Z or an N, you know, on the map.
Oh,
So,
yeah. So
and then
you're
cross position
basically-
last.
Okay, yeah, then, like, yeah.
So you have 2 out of 3 chance to kill a Nexus first, if it is. But reason why you go horizontal first, as Flash said, is because horizontal is a longer rush distance. And if you say go vertical into horizontal, it's really hard to kill Nexus first, even with vultures.
So is that on every map or just Fighting Spirit?
Pretty much every map, he says.
Is horizontal really longer?
I mean, Flash
I
said
didn't
that, I don't know. He said, well, so his tutorials on Fighting Spirit, Circuit Breaker, every single time he did horizontal, vertical.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But then you can just go do near spawns. It shouldn't matter to us, though. It's
Yeah.
just pro gamer shit.
Yeah, that's like ultimate min-maxing, I guess.
Yeah, Flash just likes min-maxing. His
Oh, that's why
TvP
he's
guys
so
are
good.
just all min-max, like 4 probes sent to natural here and there, stuff like that. So horizontal, vertical, and
포스트를
then cross.
넣고
You get cross and it's Nexus first, you're out of fucking luck. Just go mine triple.
여기서 세이브를 할 겁니다. 저장하기 팩더블이라고 서플 짓고
So another thing is that your second depot should go up with the SCV that has finished building your racks.
Okay.
So you don't just build your depot with other SCVs. This is a very mineral type build too. Regardless of what you're doing in TvP, like 1fact1port, those all are very tight. Your minerals pretty much exactly line up at the timings. So to do this, yeah, with the SCV that has finished racks, 16 supply depot, make a marine, and then while you're scouting, your gas should hit 88 gas. So you pull 2 off the gas to make it 100. And another point here is you can cancel your first marine to make if you get a first scout in and you don't see a zealot that's popping out by then, you can cancel the marine to get 16 factory instead of 17 factory. So the normal build for this is 17 factory and then have a little gap in producing SCV and marine between. But then you can pull it up to
뭐
16.
생더블도 아니고 만약에 질럿도 안 나왔어. 이렇게 오면서 질럿도 안 나왔잖아요.
So, but you can only do this if you confirm it's not, it's a first scout, and it's not a Nexus first.
그러면 마린 취소하고 다시 팩토리 먼저 지은 다음에 마린을 찍을게요.
Yeah.
그리고 드라곤이 3파일런이라든가 2파일런
Yeah, just standard stuff. What you need to look out for: dragoon range, third pylon.
돌리면서
spinning.
그리고 팩토리 반쯤 완성되기 전에
Okay, so just before the factory hits 50%, you put one more SCV into gas.
Wait, am I watching the wrong video? That's a Zerg.
No, this is just a practice AI game. He's explained the concept.
Oh, okay. Alright.
At 50%, one into gas. Your factory 50%. This is important. Or it doesn't line up. Your second marine should be gotten, right? As soon as your your second depot finishes building, you take that SCB and build a bunker in the front. But you want to make it a little fur out in the front so that the Dragoon cannot walk around it and just check and then pull back. You want to make it far enough so that you can block it with SCB and punish the Dragoon for checking, or just flat out deny its vision.
그거를 좀
You get it?
앞에다가 지어주세요.
Yeah, so they can't just like run
최대한-
past the bunker and then check immediately. They have to
못
run really
오게끔,
deep to
드라군
check.
푸시 못 오게끔 최대한
And it
돌려주시면서
shouldn't be possible if you have an SCB
그리고
ready.
팩토리 완성되기 전에
And then right before your factory is about to be done, at this time, you put 3 in gas. So what you see right now is you have 148 gas, right? About to hit 150, right? That should line up perfectly for an add-on and a starport.
가스 3개 넣어주시고 스타포트랑 에드온 달고 서플
And then with your starport, get a supply depot.
그 다음에 3마린 찍을 거예요.
And then get a third marine.
팩토리 완성되기 전에 가스 3개 넣어주시고
Mhm.
스타포트랑 서플 그 다음에 3마린.
With this SCB, you can just pretend to be making
죽겠죠?
CC or and but
돌리다가
then
드라군이 맞아 죽고
when the
마이너비랑
Dragoon comes
그렇죠.
in to check, you should
찍어줍니다.
have your SCB ready to block it checking.
그리고 3마린 이제 나왔으니까 배럭 띄워서
Yeah, after your third marine comes out,
그리고 다음
lift off
서플도
your
가고.
racks and then wall off, and then your SCB should be ready to repair or block the Dragoon from seeing it. And the good thing about this forward bunker placement is that you have more room for your vultures to squeeze out. Dragoons have less of an arc.
Okay.
So here's a key point: your vulture needs to be able to squeeze out
이거 고칠 준비.
past the Dragoons. So another thing from other videos that cumulated up to here is that your vulture can escape up from up to 2 Dragoons firing at it, run past it. 3 Dragoon is when it dies before it can run away. So that's another thing you have to have in mind. So right now 1
스타포트
Dragoon
바로 달고 벌쳐
should be hitting your
나가면서
bunker, and then you sneak out to the side of the base, or you can take out your marines in the bunker and then pressure the Dragoon to force it to walk away, and then squeeze your vulture past it.
좀 어렵죠? 할 게 되게 많아요.
It's a bit hard over here, but then you have a lot of things to
그리고
keep in mind.
단순히 고칠 준비하는 게 아니라 드라군을 찔러 넣잖아요. 그 커맨드가 있는지 없는지 찔러 넣을 수가 있어요. 그럴 때 SCB로 블락킹을 해줘야
Yeah, see
됩니다.
how it's sneaking past, taking the long way around, and then your vulture should be laying down mines on the Dragoon pathway and the DT pathway.
그리고 3벌처까지 연달아 찍으세요.
So with this one base build, you're gonna make 3 vulture before you decide to make tank or not. If you're gonna take a natural expansion fact CC port, you only make 2. But then in this case, you make 3 vultures before you decide on or if you're gonna make more vultures or make 1 tank and then go more vultures. Yeah, so your vultures
드라군밖에 없기 때문에
around this time is when only 2 dragons are hitting the bunker, so you should be able to get out with your vultures. At least 2 should be out on the map.
투드라군밖에 안 치기 때문에
And those 2 vultures lay down mines all along the pathway
내보낼 수 있다 그랬죠.
of Dragoon.
4드랍 아니 드랍십 찍어주시고
And then you should be getting dropship and 3rd vulture, while also getting speed upgrade as soon as the mine's done.
서플도 드라군 찍으면서 서플 마인 받고.
And around this time is when if you weren't too quick with your mine, or you took a long way around, maybe the opponent just ignored your mines and it brought potential of mines and brought a 3rd Dragoon. And what you do now is if there's 3 Dragoons hitting your bunker, you make a tank after your 3rd vulture, and then your 3rd vulture will not go out because it cannot survive 3 Dragoons hitting it, right? You won't be going out on the map to lay down mines. Instead, with your dropship, you'll be picking it up with a dropship, and then sneaking the dropship through your natural, and then picking up your 2 vultures and dropping with that, And then while you're doing that, you get a tank, and you should drive away those 3 dragoons with your single tank. It's kind of hard, but it's not impossible, you know. And if they make any mistake, if they step back a little bit too far, they will lose all 3 dragoons. Or if they decide, or you can just keep repairing your bunker, right, and then just hit with your tank conservatively, and then not, you know, play it safe, and then they'll have 3 dragoons stuck. They cannot move backwards, so they'll have 3 less dragoons at this time to defend from your drop, which means they're dead.
여기서 3드라군이
So basically, if they're ever pressuring your bunker, you win. If they're not and they're defending, they have to think about so many different options that Terran has at this point. That they can't really, they have to rule out something. If they dispatch dragoons between natural and main, they're effectively ruling out speed vulture poke, which means if you do speed vulture, you pretty much win the game instantly there. If they do 4 goon wall, so to prevent that, and then not do dispatch any units to the main, you do tons of damage with your vulture drop. If they have 2 little goons in their main defending the drop, you can still do a lot of that. You still do tons of damage.
올 수가 있어요. 벌처 2개를 내보냈는데 드라군이 안 빠질 수가 있어.
Does he say anything about if you have to change up what you're doing based on
yes.
Cardnos 1 basing?
Yeah, if they're 1 basing, he said you can still. I'm not sure about how Flash plays because he doesn't upload his VODs into YouTube anymore. He only uploaded that one day where he destroyed Stork. But against 1 base, you have more than enough time to get race, and you still can get tanks after drop.
Okay. And you're hoping then the mines on the map will catch DTs in time
catch
for you
DTs.
to...
Yeah, that's the DT rule out. Yeah.
Okay.
이번에 와가지고 저거 벙커 치고 있으니까 고치러 와야죠.
In the end, your 1 base is 1 base,
드랍을 갑니다.
and you're in a
못
defensive
나갔으니까
position.
3드라군이 지금 버티고
With
있으니까.
yeah. So he's hypothetically 3 dragoons are hitting it, the bunker, and then now he's just gonna sneak past.
그리고 벌처를
And after 1 tank, if dragoons are hitting the bunker, if they pulled back to defend against the drop, you just keep making vultures.
So you can keep pressuring.
Yeah, you can just lay mines all the map, but then you shouldn't lay down all your mines because what's gonna happen here? So while you drop,
하면서 이 벌처를
you know the trick, right? You drop, you lay mines in the entrance,
자, 소급
and then you harass their main, right?
이것도 막
But there's another layer to this. While you're dropping, you change your rally on your factory to the opponent natural. So your vaults will just funnel into their natural and start killing their probes. So while you're busy defending your main drop, they have to your second, third, I mean your 4th, 5th, or even 5th, 6th vulture will be getting free kills in the natural.
자, 이제 털면서
So hypothetically, you're gonna lay down mines to entrance to kill goon or delay them, and then start harassing.
털면서 이 벌처로 앞마당을 또 터는 겁니다.
And then while their attention's all focused on this place, your vultures will be killing probes in the natural. And then it's not like your probes and your vultures in the natural doesn't have mines either. You can mine up the entrance again, and then kill the natural probes.
그리고 계속 벌처 찍어줍니다.
And you keep making vultures, and while you're doing this, as you drop, you should be getting your natural and also academy armory as you're dropping. But you can also get more factories and then academy armory, but then that's the general flow. You should get academy armory after making your natural.
그리고 아카데미도 아머리 지었죠 아까. 아머리 안 지었네.
Academy
아카머리
armory.
지어줍니다.
You know, factories go up to 3 facts, stuff like that.
막 이렇게 돌리면서 마인드 박아주고
Yeah.
하면서
Just
또
make it
이런
really
식으로
fucking
하는
rage
거예요.
inducing for Protoss, you know?
랠리 다시
Nice.
박아주고 이제 팩토리 드시
And then-
팩토리 드시
Yes, but then it doesn't mean you can just do this build. If you drop them and see something like a bust or something like that, or like say Reaver DT, you have to react accordingly. You get a Wraith, you can get Siege Tank, you don't have to keep making Vultures. So you scout with your drop, and it comes relatively earlier than other stuff. It comes earlier than your scan would be, you know? So you have time to prepare.
지어야죠.
And you have mines on the map, so they can't do a direct attack. Yeah. He fucks up and makes a 2 armories, but
이런 식으로 하는 건데 3드라군이 여기서 벙커를 보는 얘가 리버다. 저 드랍하면서 리버다. 그러면 레이스를 찍을 수도 있고. 그러면서 아무리 지었었네.
yeah, he just
이런
realized he
식으로
made
하면
2
됩니다.
armories. And then, okay, here's another point. When your natural is done, right? You transfer from your main to natural 12 SCVs.
12.
12.
Oh,
Just
I-
drag
I-
12 and then transfer it to your natural. Because by the time your natural is done, while you're dropping, you'll have enough SCVs in your main if you produce consistently to be able to saturate both base like that.
다시 한번
Okay, he's
여기서
gonna show it in an actual game. So this is 1fact1port against fast arbiter. 3 dragoon, expand into no observer arbiter.
제가 최근에
Afterwards, can you link
Game-
this to this guy's channel?
Yeah, sure. But then I'll upload this to the YouTube and unlist this because, you know, fuck other Terrans.
맵을 열었었는데 크로스 게임 맵을 그러니까 그 맵 제거를 풀었었는데
Also, I'd just like to say, like, you genuinely sound nothing like I thought you would.
Oh, what do you think I'll sound
게임에서
like?
하는 것도 보여드리려고.
People said I sound
I
like
don't
Scan
know.
or something.
I guess you kind of do, but then that makes sense because you're both Koreans that lived in America, or you currently
Yeah.
live in America. So
그게 떴더라고요. 보니까
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
my
just
my
expected
voice
you to
sounds
have a
different
thicker
in
accent.
in Korean and English. Oh, you're talking about accent. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't know. You sound like super American to me.
Oh
but
yeah,
with,
yeah.
like, the
I've
tinge
lived
of
in.
Korean.
I immigrated fairly early at like 4th grade, so
근데
I lived in the U.S. more
두
than
개가 추가가
I
된다
lived in Korea.
해가지고
That's funny. I thought he sounds Korean
It depends.
more than American.
It's because you live in U.S. and you heard other Korean Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
근데 오버워치는 그대로 가고
Wait, so did Scan live in America?
Yeah, he went to high school in America, if I remember
Oh.
right.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
That's why his English is so good, and also why he played in loads of foreign tournaments, right?
Oh, okay. I thought he was just chasing the easy money.
Hell yeah, man, easy money. Anyway,
여기
the
이렇게
beginning is the
인서치 갈
same.
때 본진 갔다가
And search.
갔다가 다시 왔을 때 여기 잘 봐주셔야 돼요.
He says you
이렇게
need to
인서치
look
갈
out
때-
for
네,
in this scouting pattern is that you need to look out for that ledge. I don't know why.
그리고 여기 이렇게
On this map?
때
Oh,
본진
ground
갔다가
zero.
한쪽 갔다가 다시
I guess
왔을
you
때
go
여기
this
잘
way in
봐주셔야
ground
돼요.
zero.
이 흑사실 같은데?
One thing I will say is I'm so glad I spent so many years watching like
근데 바로 안 띄었네요.
Pro League at 240p because I can kind of make out what's going on.
Oh, what the fuck? He's went down again? Holy shit, man! He went
It's
down.
been like it for a
But
while,
you,
but I
you,
just-
you can just look at
Anyway.
you can look into the stream next.
I
Oh.
can kind of see what's going on.
Yeah,
It's like-
I'll upload the whole thing to
사업도
Yeah.
YouTube and then list it
it's
so
like-
관련 개수
because
다
fuck other
올라가지
foreign
않으니까.
terms.
I'm mostly listening to you, so I can tell what's going
Yeah,
on.
same.
But like, if this were the video that you linked me, I just wouldn't watch it.
Yeah, man.
파일럿까지 확인했어요. 이러면
Yeah,
Thing
he's
is, I'm used to watching StarCraft at this quality because I used to watch Pro League like in 2008.
damn.
Yeah,
Back then
dude,
I was just playing RuneScape.
Why are all those videos such low quality?
Because if you think about it, streaming wasn't really a thing back then. Like,
I mean, when you watched on TV, it was actually pretty decent. I watched it on a big screen.
yeah, like the way I used to have to watch it was someone. There
Yeah,
was
someone
like
would
a load of
record it,
people who would
Yeah.
They would restream it from live TV.
Yikes,
It'd be
man.
potato quality.
입구 쪽
Yeah, it's like double less.
여기다 서플.
It was actually wait. I remember
Gotcha.
these being actually decent quality when I was watching them when I was little. The Pro League stuff, and then when I watched it on YouTube, it's like fucking
크롬스랑
like
좀
144p.
좁아가지고 내보내기가 좀.
It's because that was like the best you had at the time.
아직
Like,
Yeah.
사가지고.
oh, that was really cool how he got the vulture out there.
Yeah, you're supposed to pressure with Marines on this map to get it out. Flash does that
At the sex tape.
because Stork keeps his dragoons right outside of bunker range to try to do damage to Yeah, see, in Korea, when people see vulture opener, they just pull back immediately because they know what's coming.
Yeah, I guess farm Protoss don't.
I mean, just
그냥 빠졌나 봅니다.
yeah, no one uses this
Especially at
build.
low level as well.
And no one
'cause
uses this build, man.
뺀것 같습니다.
At low level, it's a case of why would they need to pull back against the
Yeah.
vulture?
수가 있죠? 탱크 찍을 필요 없이.
They're just gonna do the same thing. Like,
서플 한-
that. To be honest, I had a problem like in 2014 when I was playing in a load of low-level tournaments because I always used to do the same thing, which was always factory port drop. So
Yeah, I did
all
the same
people
thing
would
every
do
game.
against me. Yeah, well,
But
back
this
then
build-
it was like what I was trying to let.
Like, Chris, the biggest advantage you have this build is that you're the Protoss in this when you get to this stage against a fast expanding Protoss.
Yeah, so I can just do whatever.
Yeah.
And react.
So you can go. So the entire 2fact1 build guide that Flash has, I uploaded that. I translated and uploaded that. The entire thing is based off vulture opener. You cannot tell what the hell is going on until you get your observer in there.
Well, it's the same reason why 111 is so good against it because they don't know what's going on.
And Flash made this to make it super gay for that Protoss.
드랍십을 이쪽으로 앞마당 쪽으로 안 가고 본진 쪽으로 갈 겁니다.
Flash values that mind games a lot.
Well, yeah, it's because when you're him, like,
Yeah.
you have to. It's
Yeah.
the only power you have because, yeah, your macro is fucking perfect, but so is other people's macro, so it all comes down to playing against the player rather than the game. Whereas for us, playing against the player doesn't really help because the player doesn't know what they're doing either, so.
And he's gonna drop
All those
and
players are wannabe barcoders.
alright. So
So he's
This
rallying
map is so
forward.
good for drops.
Stargate? Fucking Stargate? What the fuck?
Arbiter is actually
Pass over,
countered by fast Arbiter is countered really hard by vulture drops. They don't have any observers.
이것도 쉬프트를
Look at this. He's just he's
Oof.
dead. The Protoss is dead right now.
Ah, this is
Good.
so good.
앞머리랑
Because my problem I always had was one of the things I always saw Fantasy do and I could never seem to do
많이
was Fantasy would always have more vultures than I had at any one moment, so he'd drop and then go into the natural at the same time. And I
Yeah,
guess
dude. That's, I
how
mean,
you
that's a
do it.
pro gamer, man.
것 같아요. 노페부터
Yeah, I know, but even so, like,
굉장히
it's just fucking crazy.
I mean, fantasy's all like stuff is all mechanic stuff. It's much
본진에
harder to
근데
follow.
많이
mean
좀
like-
Yeah.
쳤으면 좋았을 것 같은데.
yeah, I made a mistake picking him as my favorite player, but still, I don't care.
I mean, now you can kinda play like him while make being easier because it's fucking Flash doing it.
I loved it when, like, everyone just blind countered Flash for the longest time and he couldn't do jack
Now
shit.
Flash does this.
Yeah. Because the thing is, there was a point in time where he got so fucking cocky that literally all he would do is just 14cc. It didn't
Oh.
matter who he was against, he would 14cc and then he'd get fucked for it every single time.
I think this Protoss needs to get out.
Nah.
No, look at the natural right now.
Oh shit, yeah, there's a thing there.
It's
isn't
dead.
there? Bullshit.
He's dead, man. He has no probes.
Just mass
I
vulture.
cannot wait to try and do this against some of my level.
Yeah,
I knew Kix
This-
would like this idea.
the Reverie said this build is fucking like bullshit.
노페 비터라서
And the best thing this guy's doing, which is something I always have trouble with, is because it came out so much earlier and because he's already done so much, is the dropship just isn't dying. Because
Yeah, just
the
drop.
guy can't
Yeah,
put dragoons
the key
anywhere.
part of this is keeping your dropship alive. I'll show the Stork game. And
Oh,
then
dude, the sword game's so
Stork
good.
just fucking rage quit, man. Oh wait, that's a spoiler. Whoops.
Well,
When was that?
Flash versus Stork, it wouldn't surprise me Stork would rage quit, to be fair. Like, I love Stork, and his PvT used to be the best in the world by a long shot until Jangbi sort of took over that mantle, but
Jangbi
Stork-
mentally weak.
yeah.
He couldn't
It's
take
a
the
shame
pressure. He
Jangbi left.
he couldn't take the meme culture of more direct culture of the streaming scene. He hated losing.
Well,
Stork?
he had...
He
No,
you know the
Jangbi.
story behind it, right?
I know that Flash
Bullied
made
him-
a
pretty
joke
much bullied him
about
out.
how-
Flash bullied Stork out?
No,
No,
the Jangbi out.
Jangbi. Because he was like, because Jangbi was like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to make it back to my old form, and then Flash was like, oh, I guess I'll just
No,
beat
it was like
you in
it
24
was,
games in a row.
it was like what is it? Jangbi kind of talks shit on Flash, right? But then Bisu was like fanning it, like making it seem like it's worse, right? and like Bisu was like,
Bisu's a
Bisu's
dick,
all about
funny.
that. Like he's like the ultra mega Chad man. He's like fanning it on at the side, and then like fucking Flash was all drunk, so he wasn't at the diplomatic state, right? So he was like, dude, he said that he talked that shit on me. I'm gonna fuck him up by doing 20 spawns in a row, and then Jangbi was already tilted by it, because nobody fucking watches him, and he's losing. What's the point, you
Yeah,
know?
the big problem Jangbi had, which really sucks in a way because he was one of my favorite Protoss players to watch, even though he's a fucking cunt. And
너무 많이 병력을 안 줘.
basically, like, he went to StarCraft 2 because he had no choice, and he did really shit in that as well. But then he never kind of recovered from that. Like, when he came back to streaming, he was
리콜 한번
Ten-
poor and brutal
10-year
again because it'd been
men
so long.
The men boom, man. 10-year men boom. 10-year.
I still can't believe Jangbi won both his fucking finals. Piece of shit.
너무 먹혀.
Ruined my day.
그때는 그때랑 다르. 트람 막기가 좀
Because of supply difference here.
그렇죠 드랍에. 이걸 보고 바로 판단을 했었어야 되는데 마인을 좀 더
Yeah, he said he should have put more mines up there
센터에다
instead of sold.
박았으니까.
Yeah,
그러면서
Look at the supply difference already.
레길리 찍은 벌처들
8 supply, 9, 10.
Wow.
벌처는 나와 있었는데
Protoss is dead.
And the thing is, once you've done this much damage, all you need to do is defend necessarily. You can
You
keep
don't,
your
yeah, you don't
cover.
even have to keep doing it, but why not keep doing it?
I didn't even know there were DTs on the map.
Yeah, neither did I.
No, it's
Just
because it's
didn't
fast
do anything
arbiter.
good
You
there.
have to have DTs on the map, but then
Oh yeah.
unless it's a drop, you're 100% safe on that. And even if it's a drop, you go factory academy. I mean, academy armory. Remember, after your second, you get factories, or you get academy army, or get academy army and then factory.
Yeah.
자 그래서 이러면서 드랍으로 상대가 뭐 하는지
So
다
basically,
봤으니까
academy armory is the basis of all the builds right now.
That makes sense.
그에 맞춰서 또 할 수 있는
Because you need the fast upgrade these days.
그 리버면
Yeah. And you can
It's
also, it's a
even-
very solid defensive.
그러면서
Even Flash's main build, the double armory one that he used to do.
Yeah, he doesn't
like
do it
that
anymore. He
one.
does factory. He made the
Yeah.
factory armory build, and I mean no, academy
아까
armory
뭐
build, ultra fast
올려주고
armory,
Yeah.
그래서 뭐
all enabled
지어도
by
되고,
bunker
트리를
expand.
해도 되는데
29 against
저는 이대로
47
게임을
right now.
끝내
man.
뭐라고 해야 될까?
The best thing is the Protoss is the one who has to deal with all this shit because most of the time he's not even looking at what's going. He's just
계속
like
드랍하면서
that, like fucking rallying into the
Mhm.
natural and just
Something you need to be
letting it-
careful about when you're doing this is that you don't over harass and forget about your own macro.
리콜에 좀
Yeah,
털렸을 수도
yeah.
You
있고
have
I
to
do that all the
macro.
time.
This build is so razor thin
쪽도.
on defensive. You have to be able to produce tanks while doing this.
선택이에요 선택. 만약에 제가
Yeah.
더 드랍을 안 하고 이
I
벌처들을
mean, you know, you've done
트리플 리콜
drop
대비에
builds,
쓸 수도
right?
있었겠죠. 그럼 트리플 먹을 수 있었겠죠.
You're pretty much throwing your units away.
힘드니까
Yep.
You have to build tanks.
그냥 드랍하면서
How many probes does he
쓰고
have in
없는
the
걸
main?
이용해가지고
Yeah, it's like
Not that
none.
many.
드랍을 하는 게 더 좋은
Yeah, it's
판단이었던
barely
것 같아요.
maybe one on
목적어가
patch, one
없으니까.
each patch.
I think my favorite thing about this build here is the fact that it stops that bullshit where you're sat there and all of a sudden the Protoss has taken 4 bases and you can't kill them. It's like